Another big story of the day. Today marks 2 full weeks since the government shut down. The Senate is expected to reconvene and vote for an 8th time on a House measure to fund the government. This morning, House Speaker Mike Johnson said this could be the longest shutdown in history because he will not negotiate with Democrats until they reconsider their demands. I want to bring in CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killion. Nicole, the president has long talked about the fact that he's a deal maker, always willing to listen to get to the deal table. But now you've got Republicans in the form of Mike Johnson refusing to negotiate. So what happens?
Well, I think to be clear, Speaker Johnson's position is just that he feels that the House has done its job. I mean, they did, in fact, vote on this bill to fund the government. Granted, it was mostly Republicans with one Democrat joining in on that, but that is the bill that would reopen government. So in his view, he doesn't necessarily see a need to come to the table at this moment because he feels, as he has said time and again, that the ball is in the Senate's court. And Leader John Thune, for his part, continues to feel that Senate Democrats, just a handful, should join with them to support this House-passed bill. So, look, this is in part kind of a pressuring tactic to try to get some of these Democrats to fold, because we have seen over the course of these votes that a few Democrats, or those senators who have caucused with Democrats, peel off. And we will be watching to see that again today, if the dynamics stay the same or if any additional Democrats join on in support of this bill. That is the strategy right now on the part of Republicans. On the part of Democrats, they, again, continue to insist that this issue of health care must be addressed in some shape or fashion. Specifically, they feel that these ACA subsidies, the Affordable Care Act, that are due to expire at the end of the year, have to be taken care of, because people are starting to get those notices in the mail about their premiums. So they don't believe that this is an issue that can wait, which is something Speaker Mike Johnson has suggested. They believe it needs to be taken up now, and they want more than a nod and a wink. They want at least some type of handshake agreement at minimum to be able to support opening the government or to provide more votes to fund the government. So that is the continuing posture that we find ourselves in here on Capitol Hill.
As you know, Nicole, the Trump administration has announced several instances of pulling money from other funds to pay the U.S. military. Explain the implications of this.
Well, look, I think it's just obviously the administration holds the keys and the cards at this point, with Congress not approving any new funding for the government. So, look, the White House has to get creative. And there was certainly a lot of pressure, especially last week, on the House and the Senate to potentially consider some kind of standalone bill to fund the military, ultimately by the president announcing that he has directed the Secretary of Defense or of War, Pete Hegseth, to look for additional funds to fund the military for their next paycheck on October 15th. That takes a little bit of pressure off of that situation. But of course, there are many federal workers who continue to work without pay, TSA agents, law enforcement. So whether or not the White House tries to find other mechanisms, other funding sources to allow those workers to keep getting a paycheck remains to be seen. But certainly it remains a concern of many lawmakers here on Capitol Hill the longer this goes on.
All right, Nicole Killion for us this morning. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate it.